Do influencers owe us authenticity? That's coming up. It's the Brave Talk Show.
Hey, brave girl, how you do the things that you do? Don't mind me.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Brave Talk Show, the talk show for brave women craving the connection that comes with real conversations about the concerns and TMI details we face every day. On this episode, we actually go back to a past episode. We went on a long tangent on influencers. Come, join the conversation.
There's so much that is put on women, like, you should have a clean house. Your kids should be kept together. You should be, you know what I mean, have 1, 2, 3 done.
Well,
And
unfortunately, we've made modern day heroes on Instagram of that's who we are.
Goodness,
we're
please.
following the Utah Hollywood moms because they do have it all. They have a perfect house. They're so pretty and skinny. They can cook so well. Their kids are so behaved. I'm like, but guess what? No one's giving you a trophy.
Yeah.
There's no trophy that you earned
and that
for doing all that.
Only, like, hey kids, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You don't really get to see. And I know somebody that does that. It's very like, my kids are perfect and here are a perfect house.
And
we
maybe
do
there
it
really
all.
are some people
And
who
there are
really is
some.
and they thrive off of that
But
perfectionist, but that's
not
A, not
reality.
healthy.
That's not
And B, I
reality.
still hate to tell you, sister, no one's sending you a trophy.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get an award for
being
trying to show
perfect.
that you can do everything.
It's rare.
Like,
yeah.
and I can guarantee your emotional mental health is probably not that great.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
But you gotta be careful of not judge her. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like so many times we have reverse judgment where we see somebody and we judge them for like painting this picture. Just like leave it.
I think it's
Just
I feel
let
my
'em
my
do
thing
their
is not, I
thing.
feel like the thing is like, let's speak on reality. I feel like women that are watching it just know
Yeah.
that this is like, that's the reality. It doesn't have to be yours, because I
Right.
feel like there's a lot of women that don't see those things and they feel like, I have to become those things.
Yeah.
And I think that's what, like, that's not reality of
pressure
every
coming
mom. You know, that's
Well, when
not
I
reality
had
of it all.
my first little kids, they all had perfect haircuts, always combed. I mean, now my younger kids, I'm like, you look homeless, and they're like, sweet. I'm like, that does not. Like, literally, my Robbie,
That's
6-year-old,
yeah.
had a Christmas shirt on yesterday, and I'm like, whatever.
Like, cool.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, it's
It's okay.
In 30 seconds of my life, we do look perfect, but no, we're not. Yeah, it's
Exactly.
not.
I
Yeah,
think
it's
we
not.
just have to like let people know it's okay. I think
Yeah.
whatever is normal for you, that's your normal. Like, don't feel like you have to compare to the next person.
Right.
Not,
Yeah.
not because that's perfect. If that's their life, great. If they're keeping up with it every day, that's great.
And they're no better than you.
Yes.
It's just different.
Yeah.
Just know that
But
you
I
don't
feel like
have
they
to.
should still show up on social media and show, okay, if they're really great at keeping their house perfectly clean and the perfectly curated kids and whatnot. You aren't perfect, so show in your real life that you are suffering from depression. Show on your Instagram that you are killing it at making your house and everything look perfect, but what are you not killing at? Be real. And so I actually disagree. Like, I don't think they should leave it. Like, if you are perfect in a sense of like visually that you kill it, but like, be real. Like, what are you struggling with?
We have downfalls.
everyone
Because
does.
We all
other
have
people look
downfalls.
and say, holy shit, she's got everything together, but we don't know she's chronically depressed or
Yeah.
her husband beats her or she's getting
I
divorced.
agree. Like, I think that like it would benefit everybody
Yeah.
if they showed, but I don't think they owe it to anybody.
No, you don't owe anybody anything. But I think
Yeah.
I think what it's saying, it's like, let's say you have that perfect life, but I don't think any of us have that perfect life. You don't. Oh, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, if you're marketing something of perfection, and all we see is perfection, and you're supposed to be, especially now in the world of influencers,
Yeah.
those kids sees it and they believe like this is what it looks like.
Right.
And the minute that they have a mental breakdown, they don't know how to deal with it, because all they're aware of is like, these people are perfect. That's all I'm seeing is perfection.
But I actually, oh my gosh, Britt, I feel like I'm disagreeing with you so much, but I love you. I feel like,
Oh, no.
quote unquote,
Sister wives started it.
as an influencer, like I'm considered an influencer, right?
Yes, you are.
I do owe it to my community who follows me regularly, who trusts in me, who buys my product, who knows my vulnerable. I do owe it to them to be real.
yeah.
And so, like, I do.
You gotta take that title
if,
of
yeah, if
influencers.
you are
You have
influencing
to.
someone and you are false influencing someone,
You have
you are
to.
false.
I agree.
And so if you are going to trust me, you're going to pay me, you're going to follow me, and you're going to take away time from your family to come see what I'm doing, I better be freaking real.
Because what's happening is people are reposting you and saying, look at
But not
here,
even
so
just
and so.
that,
But still,
like-
it's like, look at this person, guys.
But
Go
like-
follow this person because she is perfect on the way that she
Authentic.
does things. And she doesn't mess up at all. Like, I have a problem, like, and I'm going to say, I have a problem with influencers that teach that that one fits all. This is how I discipline my kid. I told my kids no, and my kid just listened. Let me try to tell my kid no, and they just listen, because that is not reality. Like, you know what I mean? So we have to be able to be like, you know what, I yell sometime.
So
I yell.
we turn into a debate team.
I know.
I kind of like it.
Okay, so here's my counter argument to that. I love that, and that's why honestly I love following you, and that's why I stopped you at first and was like, "She gonna be my friend."
She could be my friend.
Because you are so real, and you do
so
that.
authentic. Yes,
so authentic.
Love
but
it.
here's my question, where it gets gray area, right? Where say you go through something hard, like something hard hits you.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have to show that hard on Instagram and like walk your fans and all of your followers through that, or do you feel like you are entitled to a little bit of privacy? Like, do you feel like you owe it to them?
Great question. This is my barometer of where I decide, because I share a lot, like more than most people. Like, I share marital problems. I've shown 60,000 people my boobs, you know? Yeah. And this is what I decide if I'm going to share. Will this make a positive impact? Yeah. That's my barometer. Right now, I might be in a really dark spot with something and only my close people understand, so I'm not sharing that. But at a point in time where I can share that and it can positively impact someone, I will share that.
But I think the difference isn't, and that is like when you're going through that hard time, you're not on there saying like, look, everybody, my life is still this perfect idea. Yeah. Like sharing, like you can still share without giving the,
you can share without
the false reality. That's why I think it is, that false reality that it's all okay. Because there's a thing that says like, check on your happy friends. Yeah. Like that's something we say at work. Check on your happy friends. Yeah. Because those are the ones that put on that mask.
I do think that there is something worth sharing while you're still in the mess of it, because there's a difference of me coming on saying, right now I'm sharing with you guys because, you know, me and my husband are going through all these things, and you're there with me, you're vulnerable, I'm learning from you, you're learning from me. And I can take that same experience 10 years later and share it to you from a place of a different place. I'm now healed, I'm not there, and that's going to impact differently. Yeah. And so I do think there is value in sharing when you're still in the mess of it, but I do think of those things. I think, do I want to share now? Am I strong enough to share now while I'm in it, or do I need to wait until I feel like I'm out of it and I'm healed? How can I benefit and impact positively my community sharing it while I'm here now, without hurting myself and my family? Or do I need to wait till I'm done with this?
But if you think about it too, some of these influencers giving you like from morning till night their everyday life, like nitty gritty. So if they go from like sharing everything and then something dramatic happened and then they stop, like that, their life, they make money based on sharing everything on their life. So they don't owe it to tell us, but at one point you leave people saying like, what happened? You know what I mean? And the minute people realize that what you're selling isn't the real thing, is just a facade you put on, because people rely on, I see people that look up to influencers. You go on influencers comment and they're like, I want to be just like you. I want my kids to be like this. And it's like, hold up, people. You have no clue behind that what's happening. Yeah. So whatever they're selling, and especially when you have the audience that idolize you, you want to be as real as you can.
And I think you can be authentic with still maintaining privacy. So like yesterday, I was having a really terrible day, and I showed up on Instagram with a picture of me breathing, and I just said, everything's going to be okay. Yeah. Don't forget to breathe. Yeah. Because I was in a really shitty place. Like, I didn't show up and was like, hey guys, I'm here to change the world, but my whole life's falling apart, you know? Yeah. But like, I can still maintain authenticity without sharing too many details.
And that's one thing, like when I started my page and I was like, I want to do this, I want to share positivity. But then I realized like, ooh, there's a privacy that I had to talk to my husband and my kids, because I'm about to put my kids and my husband in the spotlight where there's things that he doesn't want to share. Right. So then I had to wheel it back and be like, I'm not ready to share all that with myself, because I've been through so much in my life, and I'm like, oh, no. I'm not ready for this. So until I'm ready to just be open and honest and real, I don't want to give people a false sense of like, this is who I am. Yeah. Because people, nowadays, these kids suck. They sponge it. Whatever you put in, they just sponge it, and they're like, I want to be just like that person. And it's like, that person is I know people that are in debt trying to live that lifestyle they can't even afford. You know, but we went so far off gender wars.
Like the word
episode 2.
The word impact for me, like if you think about what impacting means, like if I'm going to show up and take away time from my family and my kids and my friends, I want to just not be something you look at. I want it to come through your screen, hit you and change you and impact you, right? And the best way I found to do that is being vulnerable and authentic. And sometimes that looks like I'm having a shitty day. Sometimes that looks like no makeup. Sometimes that does look like I have a clean house because I actually enjoy having a clean house. Sometimes that does look like I killed it in motherhood and I did it that day. But it also should also look like the days where I don't. And so for me, that's kind of where I'm at is like, I do have a beautiful home and it is clean a lot of the time and you see that. But then you should also see that it's really mess and I'm having issues with my husband and all these things, you know?
Well, I can tell with some influencers when you can seems a little fake. And you're like, I don't want to follow you anymore, or I get that. But I appreciate the people more like you that I'm having a crappy day. Here's the laundry, but then here's my beautiful house or whatever. Yeah.
So here's my thing. Like I 100% agree with you on that. Like, and that's how I try to show up on Instagram
I think you
too.
do a great job.
Like I never have makeup. I never even have a bra on half the time. You guys, I did put one on today. You're welcome. But like I feel like that's one of the draws to me is I want to show up and tell you like there's something that I'm going through in my marriage right now that I haven't told very many people. And I'm not planning on going public until it's the right time. But just know that everybody is struggling. Everybody has something hard. Nobody escapes hard. And so I feel like that is very necessary for me and it's crucial, like that impact role. But I'm not going to expect anybody else, and I'm not going to get mad at an influencer for being fake. I'm just not going to follow them.
Right.
I think that's it. That's me. Like I watch who I follow because when I think of influencers, I think it's people that I want to influence my life. I'm not just going to follow people just because I'm giving you a number. Like I'm because I want to see things that like you say, you put something in there and I'm like, I want to be inspired. How does that change my life positively? I don't want to and I remember when you post your thing, I'm like, oh my gosh, she is so like hype life. Like I need joy in my life. Like, like you, I'm like, oh, I want to be outdoorsy, but I'll never be.
Yeah, you don't really want to be outdoorsy.
But I love that, like to see the change that you make it in a woman's life. Like, how does people get out? Like, I want that. Like, I don't want to get in there and be like, I do not like unrealistic. Like commercial, I hate commercials because I feel like that is, you're not selling me because that's a lie. Like that's not true.
You just don't need to waste the brain power on
exactly. So I just don't follow.
Yeah, like and I think all of us are in agreement that we're in an emotional, healthy place that none of us follow any of those people who make us feel that way. But unfortunately, there are so many people who are still watching all that and thinking that is reality, and unfortunately are being duped into a sense of unrealistic.
And not even an influencer, like just like your friend, in the
neighbor,
PTA that's like always with the basket of good and just perfect. And I'm like, what the? There's something going on. There's always something going on.
I used to be at the school drop off where I'm just like, I just got out of bed. I'm so sorry. I'm like in my pajamas. I open the door and then you see the mom that's all made up. I'm like, kudos to you. But me, I just got up and take my kids to school. So you know what? We're gonna be different.
But maybe that mom was up at 6 a.m.
But I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying. It's different.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. We all are different. And we have to look at it instead of being like, oh, I want to be just like that mom. It's more like, no, this is where I'm at right now. Like, and I'm okay with that. So I think we just have to be okay with where we're at.
Thank you for joining our brave and very long conversation.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell notification so you don't miss our next episode.
Ready for more? Click on the next video for more brave conversation.
Have some brave topics you'd like to discuss? Leave your suggestions below. We'd love to hear from you.
See you next week.
Hey, brave girl, how you do the things that you do?